Okay, this understanding was not entirely clear to the Jews of the Old Testament. They were a hard-necked people. If it hadn't been beaten into their heads that Jehovah was their Elohim, they wouldn't have obeyed him. Maybe. They would have had no respect for him as their older brother, just as you have no respect for him as your older brother. My dad has a lot of respect for Jesus. So the separateness of the Father and the Son was not clearly revealed, though it was hinted at repeatedly, until the New Testament, when, at the baptism of Jesus, all the three made a separate appearance before numerous witnesses. What changed between the Old Testament and New Testaments? If you understand that, you'd see how erroneous your interpretations of those Book of Mormon passages are. Before Christ was born, as described in the New Testament, he was a spirit. The Great Spirit referred to in the in the Book of Mormon passages, referred to in the Book of Mormon passages that date from the Old Testament time period. Of course, he showed the brother of Jared the body of his spirit. That was the body he had then, having not yet become incarnate. Must be a lot of fire trucks. What on earth makes you think that Mormons aspire to be the one and only God? That assertion, well, they do. That assertion, like so many in your letters, demonstrates that you have no intention of trying to understand Mormon doctrine. You only want to justify your difficulty. You only want to justify your difficulty in obeying God's commandments, and Mormons are the only ones who really believe in Christ, believe in him enough to accept his commandments. Well, that's his opinion. I know my dad really believes in God and Christ. He seems to be projecting here. None of us will ever step into the Godhead, or the Trinity, as you keep saying, or replace Jesus Christ, or be added to him in any way. We only become like God. 1 John 3:2. Oops, Paul, I didn't say this, so I guess in your view it must be false. That verse means we can become parents of spirit children, our own spirit children, as he is the father of our spirits. Hebrews 12:9. In other words, we're just like God. And my dad's right. If we're all just like God, then there's no God. It's